Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Westmoreland, Congresswoman Moore. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today to provide the subcommittee with information on diversity, including Hispanic representation of the federal workforce and at SBA. The federal government is facing new and more complex challenges in the 21st century, and federal agencies must transform their organizations to meet these challenges. Human capital management must be the centerpiece of any serious change management strategy. We have work underway reviewing SBA's organizational transformation efforts. Today, as requested, my remarks will focus on demographic data related to the federal government as a whole and SBA's workforce, with an emphasis on Hispanic representation. As you know, Mr. Chairman, in 2006 and 2007, we reported on factors affecting Hispanic representation in the federal workforce and efforts being taken by agencies to address representation issues. Those reports contain data through September of 2006. While we've not done any additional analysis on Hispanic representation since those reports, for this testimony we have added Hispanic representation data for 2007. We've reported that Hispanics are the fastest growing segment of the civilian labor force. And according to OPM's Central Personnel Data File, Hispanic representation in the federal workforce increased from 6.6% in 2000 to 7.7% in 2007. Hispanic representation also increased at most agencies during that same span, and at 5 agencies, Hispanic representation exceeded the 7.7% government-wide percentage: DHS, Justice, SBA, SSA, and Treasury. Now, of those 5, representation at 2, Justice and SBA, declined between 2007. While we have not done this analysis, the decline in Justice may be related to the establishment of DHS and related movement of staff. We also looked at various pay plans and grades across government, from blue-collar through SES, and found that between 2000 and 2007, Hispanic representation increased in nearly all categories. As shown in my full statement, at SBA, while Hispanic representation remained higher than the government-wide percentage within most levels, there was a decline in those percentages from 2000 to 2007 in the majority of the pay plan and grade categories. For SES, we recently looked more closely at representation among those who are career or permanent appointments. These leadership positions are critical. Having a diverse SES core, which generally represents the most experienced segment of the federal workforce, can be an organizational strength that can bring a wider variety of perspectives and approaches to bear on policy development and implementation, strategic planning, problem solving, and decision making. As shown in our full statement, the 2 greatest changes among EEO groups within the SES career government-wide from 2000 to 2007 was a decrease among whites and an increase among Hispanics. Within the GS 15 and 14 levels, considered the developmental pool for the SES, the largest changes from 2000 to 2007 were a decrease among whites and an increase among African Americans. Similar to government-wide career SES, the 2 greatest changes among EEO groups within the career SES at SBA from 2000 to 2007 was a decrease among whites and an increase among Hispanics. However, with fewer than 40 total SES members at SBA, it should be noted that even small changes will have a notable impact on representation percentages. Unlike the increase in the number of SES government-wide from 2000 to 2007, the number of SESers at SBA declined slightly. We did not analyze the factors that contributed to changes in SBA workforce during this period. However, OPM and EEOC, in their oversight roles, require federal agencies, including SBA, to analyze their workforces, and both EEOC and OPM report annually on government-wide representation levels. Similar to the government-wide SES developmental pool, the 2 greatest changes among EEO groups within SBA's developmental pool from 2000 to 2007 were a decrease among whites and an increase among African Americans. Hispanic representation in the SES developmental pool declined slightly at SBA, but remained above the Hispanic representation percentage government-wide. In 2006, OPM reported that approximately 60% of the executive branch, 1.6 million white-collar employees, and 90% of about 6,000 federal executives will be eligible for retirement over the next 10 years. Although most employees do not retire immediately upon becoming eligible, the looming retirement eligibility of federal executives at agencies such as SBA present both a need for effective succession planning and an opportunity to affect workforce diversity. In an October 2007 report, the SBA Inspector General identified effective succession planning as a management challenge for SBA, and since then, SBA has acknowledged the need for additional efforts in this area and has taken some positive steps. These conclude my remarks, and I will be happy to answer any questions.